taking your audience questions. Any questions you have for us, send them in via our website, davidpakman.com. Click on Contact Us, or do what this individual did. Leave it as a voicemail question by calling 219-2-DAVID-P. Let's listen to this question, Lewis, and then respond.
Hi, David. I just had a question for you. It was something I've been thinking about. I know because you reference it on your show, and I was just calling because.
Okay, I don't know what happened there. Did we lose him?
You tell me.
Let me go back and play that again. Let's see if what's going on.
On your show, and I was just calling.
What he's saying is that I've referenced that I'm Jewish. So let's continue.
Because I've talked to a bunch of different other Jewish people, and I'm Jewish. And I was just wondering if you could address on your show how you think you being Jewish has impacted, changed your life, or how you view the world. So thanks. Bye.
This is a very difficult question to answer because having always grown up in a Jewish family, how could I say, well, this is what would be different if I weren't Jewish? I mean, would I be conservative if I'd grown up Christian? I have no idea. It's very hard. I mean, Lewis, you're Jewish. How can you really qualify how being Jewish has impacted your worldview and your life?
Not really. I mean, you're right. All you can do is look at other people and say, well, maybe I'd be a bit more conservative. Maybe I'd be a bit more religious. Maybe...
I mean, not that there aren't conservative Jews and religious Jews.
Right.
Yeah.
But just, I mean, the area we grew up in...
Right. Is more of a secular, progressive Jewish area.
Right.
Exactly. Natan, what do you make of a question like this? Is the question in some way an unfair question?
I don't think so. I think what being Jewish brings to the equation is, Jews are sort of unique among minority groups in that society as a general rule doesn't and hasn't recognized the fact that they are an oppressed group in any way. And in part because Jews, differently from other oppressed groups, have also succeeded in certain respects in many societies, including the U.S., in, important professions. So there's that. So I think it gives you a sort of unique view of the injustice of not recognizing injustice. So it's similar to other minority groups and also different in that there's sort of an inability of some people, a lot of people, to recognize that Jews are a legitimate minority group. So I think it sort of pinpoints a sense of injustice.
Well, the interesting thing also, Lewis, is that if you do think about the Jewish people and the amount of time through which Jews have been oppressed by different groups in relatively modern history, in current times, thousands of years ago, and then you then say, well, you would think in that case that you wouldn't really have still so much anti-Semitism that seems to be based on the existence of Israel, which is often conflated with Jews. And you often hear criticisms made of American Jews who have never been to Israel, are relatively secular, whatever the case may be, based on policy that is being affected by Israel. And it's funny because it doesn't, what Natan's describing, it doesn't carry over to, for example, if Ireland does something that some group of individuals says, that's really not good policy, we think that policy is discriminatory or whatever the case may be. Are Irish Americans who are third-generation Americans already, right? They're the third generation to be born in the U.S., are they lumped in with the policy of Ireland? And they're not. And this is, I think, where a lot of people get really wound up when you get into the conspiracies. Nobody thinks there's this kind of Irish conspiracy that spans across country lines. But it does appear to be the case with Israel and Jews, even though most Jews have not been to Israel. And that it's incredible how that happens.
Right. I will say that definitely being Jewish, I think we can all agree, has certainly made us research and think a bit more about what is going on in Israel and that situation, because even though we're not Israeli and we don't really speak in our personal lives about it on a regular basis,
right?
People just automatically target us as being either knowledgeable or affiliated with Israel.
Sure, certainly happens. And also, we get lumped in for being, quote, progressive with a particular point of view on that as well, neither of which is based on any conversations with us, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the answer. Keep the questions coming, 219-2-DAVID-P, or email us through our website.